ready for our next speaker? All right, I need y'all to start getting up on your feet right now. Get up on your feet. Come on, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. You know, come on, start clapping, 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 clapping. Clapping like you just got here for the very first time, because we want to make it happen right now. No excuses, no excuses, no excuses. And the man who's going to help you make it happen is none other than JohnE.Avocado.
We ain't here for a long time. We're here for a good time. We ain't here for a long time. We're here for a good time. We ain't here for a long time. We're here for a good time. If you're here for a good time, put your hands up. Now say, whoa, get ready, bam-a-lam. Whoa, get ready, bam-a-lam. Whoa, get ready, bam-a-lam. Get ready to ride. Whoa, get ready, bam-a-lam. Whoa, get ready, bam-a-lam. Whoa, get ready, bam-a-lam. Get ready to ride.
Thank you for letting me stand here before you. I'm JohnE.Avocado, and right there it says what I do. I'm a member of the BTBY, first and foremost. I also get to help bring and pull off what the BTBY is. But right here on this stage, I get to be a storyteller like I have never been before. And I want to do something today that I've never tried, and I don't know that anybody has ever done it before. I, as a storyteller, have told all kinds of stories about my past. I've told stories about somebody else's past. And at the BTBY, we work really hard to help you write the story of your future. Now, one of the things that I'm tasked to do here at the BTBY is to help you understand what our goal is, what our mission is. And we've got a statement on the website. We've got creeds. We've got mottos. Becoming the better you. ComeChangeYourLife.com. But one of the tasks I have for you today, before you, is to really express to you, to really let you maybe understand what becoming the better you is. And to do that, I'm going to tell a story not about the future, not about the past. I'm going to tell a story live about what's happening right now. And it's happening to me. Right now in this moment, in this very moment, I am becoming like I have never become before. And I need your help. Now, some of you may know the story of Kenya and the first time that she and I went to one of the BTBY events together. By the time that event was over, we were all, Chuck, Kenya, Karina, a half a dozen of us, in the parking lot, crying tears of love and joy and transformation about how revolutionary what had happened to her at the BTBY experience was for her, and how at that very moment she knew it changed her life. And that's happening to me right now, and I want to share this story as it's happening with you, and I need your help. So I want you all to come in. I'm going to do something. I want to prove the truth of the vulnerability of the BTBY, and I need your help. I need you guys to come on in here. I need you to get close. Now, at the BTBY, at the Speakers Academy, one of the things that we're taught, one of the very first things that we're taught, and I hope I'm not letting the cat out of the bag here, Terrence, Dr. Terrence, is that we are taught to never tell a story without a point, and to never try to make a point without a story. I came in here today struggling. I came into these 3 days struggling. Because one of the things that happens when we put on these events is that all of us, the staff, the BTBY speakers and members, is we get close to this thing that we all call energy, this thing that we call emotion, and it stirs all of us up just like it does you. Kenya felt it that night, and I'm going to tell you, I'm feeling it right now. When I came into this event, I had a story, and I've got slides. I had absolutely no point. I didn't know, what did any of this matter? Why did it matter to you? Why the heck did it even matter to me? But I pushed on. I listened to my coaches, I listened to my mentors, and I tried to keep putting it together. And every day, my wife, Brenda, how's your thing coming? How's your speech coming? How's your performance, whatever it is that you're going to do? Because sometimes I'm somewhere between a circus and a sermon. And I'm not quite sure what she's going to get today. Because I'm in this transformational moment right now. This is what it is. This is what I needed. Thank you. I came into this with a story, but I had absolutely no point. I didn't know what this was going to mean until I got here, until I experienced the BTBY for myself. Now, I've been sitting behind these screens, watching all of you, seeing the changes happening to you, see the energy you get lit up, and I can't help but get caught up in that too. And this is what the BTBY is. Now, there was a speaker that stood up on stage here the other day, Anthony Trucks, and he made a statement that knocked me over. He said, and Dr. West said another one that kind of kicked me in the brain too, but Anthony said, to hear my excuse come out of somebody else's mouth. Oh my gosh. And I held on to that for a minute. I didn't know quite what it meant. You know, and sometimes we come into these events, you kind of let the Spirit kind of cover you, and you know that there's somebody out here that you'll connect to and that you'll have the right message for. And so I was waiting for that. I was feeling for that. And when Anthony Trucks made that statement, I knew that had something to do with it, but I didn't quite know what. And then as the days went on, some more events passed. And I got to see an event that I'm going to say I was very fortunate to witness. I got to see somebody else make the mistake that everybody told me I was making, but I could never see. And it killed me, man. I stood right there. I'm like, oh, this is how everybody feels. This is what I'm doing to everybody. The people I love, the people I like, the people that respect me. This is how I lose face. This is how I disrespect myself and the people around me when I do that right there. God damn it. That killed me a lot. So, I finally found out what my point was. I discovered what the point of my story is, and I'm going to tell it to you today as this is happening. So the story I've got for you, I've got some slides. So we're here today to find a way to talk about no excuses. Now, did somebody come, who had an excuse coming in here? Who's good at excuse that they use, right? Go ahead. What's an excuse that you tell yourself sometimes? What's something that holds you back, maybe? I'm not good at talking. There you go. What's another one somebody's got? Don't have enough time. Go ahead, Chuck. Always too busy. There you go. Go ahead. Nobody wants to hear it. Doesn't have value. Go ahead. Oh, I've got 5 daughters. That's a pretty darn good excuse. Wow. And in fact, I'm going to tie into that just a little bit with what I'm going to talk about. So oftentimes I talk about kind of educational stuff and things like that. And so I'm going to give you just a little piece here, just a little bit of the science to it. And some of it is words. Some of the words that we use really matters. Bruce Lee said a thing. He said, don't ever lie to yourself because you'll believe, right? So before something is an excuse, there's often something else we say. If we don't go down to, oh, it's my excuse because we didn't recognize it, we often say, I have a reason. There's a reason I didn't do this. There's a reason that's in my way. There's a reason that I'm being stopped. And so when we have that reason, what we have is we have information. And a reason is really very neutral. It's just what's going on, right? It's an assessment of the moment. And so a reason can either be the thing that stops me and becomes an excuse, or it can be the thing that lights that fire under my bum and instigates me into action. So understanding how we can transform that reason from not becoming an excuse, but becoming an instigation to make us change. So I'm going to talk about the Veterans Community Project. Now, some of you may have heard me talk about them a time or two, or maybe even know, does anybody know who the VCP is? The Veterans Community Project, there you go. They build tiny homes for veterans. Now, they've got a mission. They were veterans themselves, a bunch of them were combat vets, and they came home, and when they came home, they had a little trouble transitioning like many of us do. And one of the things that they discovered that there were a whole lot of vets out there that just never made the transition. They've got a lot of other problems. A lot of them have to do with PTSD and a lot of other self-issues, and some of them are even medical that they have to deal with. And so they decided that they didn't want to see their fellow brothers be left behind. Even if they weren't on the field anymore, they felt like they were leaving their brothers behind. So they wanted to go around and figure out why there were so many homeless vets. Because they knew that there were resources for vets, so they were like, well, we'll just start giving resources to vets. And very soon they discovered that just handing resources to vets was not the answer. So they started to look into it. They started to try to discover and decide what is going on with these vets. These guys are homeless. They've got nothing. We give them an opportunity for a shelter. They'll come to the shelter and they'll leave. We give them food. They'll come and get something to eat, and then they'll go away. We give them options and opportunity. They'll come and they'll take it once and then leave. Why would they do this? What did they need? So they discovered that one of the things that these guys were looking for was security. Does everybody feel like they want a little security in their life? And so these homeless guys are living in a tent down in a slum in the middle of the woods somewhere where the cops kick them out every other day. And if it's not the cops, it's a bunch of drugged up, methed out kids beating them up, or it's the gang chasing them off, or it's some other rival homeless group beating up on them. Does that sound very secure to you? So when the VCP started putting it together, they gave secure houses to these guys, and they wouldn't show up to a secure place to stay and live. They're like, why would you go back to that squalor? Why would you go back to that insecurity? They figured out the next thing that they wanted is people needed opportunity. They needed tools. They needed things to make themselves better, whether that's food to nourish you, whether that's a coach or a mentor to help you, whether if you're a homeless guy and it's somebody to fix your teeth. They discovered that if they put these resources in front of them, the homeless guys, they would come, they would get these resources, and as soon as their pockets were full, they would leave and go back to the homeless camp. Man, if I had a store that you could come into anytime you wanted and eat all the food that you thought you wanted, wouldn't you just camp out by the store? They would go home every day. The third thing that they really knew that these guys would need was some love and respect. Everybody needs to feel valued for themselves, need to feel valued by their community, need to feel that the thing that they're doing is important and meaningful. So they put programs together to help these guys redevelop their dignity. If some of these guys had dishonorable discharges, they helped them go back, resolve the problem of their discharge, and get honorable discharges so that they could go on with a good career. Restitution for why they had failed. These guys would come in, they would take the services, they would take whatever these guys would give them, and as soon as the session was done, they would go back to this homeless camp. Has anybody ever done this? Has anybody ever tried to help you? And again, you just went away? You left the resource on the table? You left the opportunity to change? You left the coach and the mentorship because you wanted to go back to your home encampment? So these guys were military guys, so they decided that they were going to do an op. They went on recon. They went on recon, and they followed these homeless guys, and they decided, hey man, if I give you these resources and you keep going home, why? So they checked them out. And the thing that they discovered, excuse me, here, I got to get up. I get super thirsty. Is this right here. Is every one of these homeless guys that wouldn't stay in the shelter, every one of these homeless guys that would come and get their teeth fixed and leave, every one of these homeless guys that would get the restitution on their discharge and would leave as soon as it was over, were going home to a dog. This dog wasn't allowed at the shelter. The dog was not allowed to come into the food pantry. The dog was not allowed to come to the coaching and the counseling sessions. Every time these guys were offered help, every time they were given a leg up, every time they were given a chance to do better for themselves, they had this dog pulling them away from the safety, the security, the options, the opportunity, the love, the respect of the people that could have been there for them, but they had something else pulling them away. It was a dog. Anybody feel like they got a dog? I do. And that's the story I want to tell you right now. This is the story I'm living through right now, is my dog. Now, some people's dog is, it comes to you, your dog might be, your dog can look like all sorts of things. Your dog could be a toxic relationship. Your dog could be drug addiction. Your dog could be Ego. That was mine. That was the name of my dog. That's the name of the dog that I have. And that's the one that I thought I left at home. But I brought him with me. Sometimes your dog doesn't drag you back home. Sometimes you drag your dog with you. And that's what I did this weekend. Or this week. We're all messed up on it. We'll get it straight. We're about done. It's Friday. Who's glad it's Friday? So I discovered who my dog was, and my dog's name was Ego. And I thought I had taken care of Ego. I thought I had him trained. Now, the thing that you have to do with your dog, and I thought I had done this already, is there's one thing that you do, but you do it in two ways. When you find and discover your dog, you have to name it. Those things that don't have a name don't get called out. You have to name it, you have to measure it, you have to understand it, you have to recognize it. So you need to discover your dog, and you have to name this dog. You got to call it out for what it is. You got to take ownership of your problem. My dog's name is Ego. So I thought I had Ego on a leash. I thought I had him taken care of, because there's two things you can do with your dog, and you got to heal it is what you got to do. So I want you to repeat after me. Heal that dog. Heal that dog. Now, there's two kinds of heals. There's heal, H-E-E-L, where you maintain and take control. And then there's heal, H-E-A-L, where something's damaged and needs repair. Now, a dog that is out of control, that is not healed, H-E-E-L, what will it do? It'll go out and attack things for you, right? That's what happened to me today. That's what happened to me. Not only did I bring my dog to the fight, my dog wasn't just ready to fight my fight. My dog wanted to go fight other people's fights. Anybody got a dog like that? That's exactly what my dog wanted to do. My dog wanted to fight somebody else's fight. Shoo. Wasn't my fight to fight. I should have left my dog at home. I should have kept my dog healed. Now, sometimes my dog, my Ego, doesn't just need to be controlled. My dog is hurt. My dog gets damaged. Ego puts himself in places he shouldn't go, and he gets his paws hurt all the time. And I got to heal that Ego so that he doesn't hurt and attack the people around me. I sat with Bob at lunch today, and I told him a little bit of a story about Anthony Trucks and what an impact that it had on me. How, seeing for myself, what an ass, and I'll just say it, what an ass I had been when I acted that way. I have to tell you, I have become. And this is what the BTBY is about. I made a mistake. I failed. But I wasn't alone in my failure. I was here with my community. I was here with my family. I was here with my group. And the reason I ever put my dog on a leash to begin with was for my very first BTBY family, my wife, who helped me put that dog under control. The next people I met were Terrence Leftridge and Brenda Ringwood and Coffee Cup Chuck. And they helped me to train my dog in a way that I had never understood to train my dog. Their mentorship, their courage, the love they share with me. And I'm going to tell you what, these people I love and respect, I have made mistakes in front of these folks. And they love me anyway. They helped me get better. They pulled me into the closet and they say, John, what the heck was that? I said, oh, I thought I was doing it right, but apparently I didn't. And that happens more than once. And that is the BTBY. I'm going to tell you, though, now, that as I leave this convention, I will never make the mistake that I got to see somebody else make. That won't ever happen to me again. This is the point of my story. This is the point of what the BTBY is. This is who we are and why we come together. We teach each other to be professionals. We teach each other to be personal. We teach each other to do the deep work. But the truth is that we are here to help one another become the better you. I want you to say it with me. No excuses. No excuses. No excuses. No excuses. Excuses. I have one more person to thank, and I didn't think that I was going to do this because I'm not a religious guy at all. And I got to thank somebody, and he knows who he is, for giving me a little Jesus. I find my courage and my audacity to act appropriately with the community that I have surrounded myself with. I got to stand on this stage, even in the midst of the mistake I was making, the dog I had brought to a fight I never should have gotten into. I still got to stand on this stage, not as a reward, not as a punishment, but as an opportunity for every one of us to learn from each other. This is what the BTBY is. I'm JohnE.Avocado. Thank you for being part of our family.
Stay here. Stay on your feet, stay on your feet for JohnE.Avocado. If you will, stay.